So I just wanted to sit down and record something about how I knew something was wrong before my MS diagnosis in 2010. So I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, but I was in eighth grade, I believe. I've already been feeling a little strange, like when you walk the track at PE time. My head was cocked to the side, and I kept hearing ringing. I was like as kids do, did I fuck up? Did I mess up my body somehow? And I was like, okay, I ignored that, but my head was like cocked to the side like the whole day because my orientation was telling me this was straight, but I could feel my neck strain. And mind you, nobody's like perfectly straight or whatnot. Sometimes your head's up, down, whatever. But it was like at a 90-degree angle. Mm-mm. A 45-degree angle. Yeah, okay. And okay, I ignored that. And then I sort of was so aware that I'd make my head go straight to its position. And I went about my day, rode the bus, still kind of hearing the ringing, kind of listening to other things like the teacher, students, to distract myself from the fact that, hey, I hear this ringing like inside my head. It's almost like sometimes you can hear it, well, like once in a blue moon. I don't know what causes it. But then sometime later that day, I couldn't tell you what day it was. I was in the bathroom, and sometimes it is gross. I was using the bathroom, I was on my phone. Okay. Okay, I've been sitting down too long. I'm getting pins and needles. Like, I'm trying to shake my leg awake before I stand up. Okay, no problem. I'm just going to stand up and, like, shake out my legs. It goes away. I finished up, did the proper things. I got up and shook my legs. Okay, maybe it's taking a little bit long. Wash my hands, blah, blah. Then, so I wouldn't freak myself out, I sat back down. And I was kind of like massaging them, like really like wiggling them. Okay. Whatever, I leave the bathroom. And across the hall is my room. So I go in my room. I don't know what I was doing. But then I started freaking out. Because at this point, it's been an hour and a half. So I called my mom. And I was like verbally, like she's here. I'm like, Ma, da da da. And I started freaking out. She was like, let's go to the hospital. I was like, oh, well, we can wait, like, let's see, But she was like, no, we gotta go. So that's when they were like, okay, like, do you have a history of this, that, and a third? Mind you, at that time, I never heard those words. So they draw some blood. And then, okay, we wait a few. We go back in. It's a chance I have lupus, right? Okay, big words. We don't know, right? They were explaining it to us, but my mom was crying. She was crying. So my mom's crying. I'm a little nervous. And then they said, well, we have to do extra things to like confirm this is what this is. And so that was a spine tap. I think spine tap or something else. I'm pretty sure it was a spine tap where they go like it was a little scary at first because I did go from that spine tap and they were like behind a wall. They was like, oh yeah, radiations. Because we're going in your spine. Your spine between the disc to get some fluid. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, needles. They was like, don't look at the needle. Of course I can't, but I can watch them as they come in, So they was like, it's gonna be some pressure. Let them know if it hurts. It shouldn't hurt. That's scaring me because yes, why let you know if it hurts and it shouldn't hurt? My child mind was like, what's going on, right? And they do it. Yeah, I feel pressure, you know, I'm a tough cookie or whatnot. And it was like, yeah, so in like January 2010, because this happened September 8th. I do remember when it happened because my birthday was September 3rd. And I was making a joke with my mom. I was like, everything always happens after my birthday. Like something crazy happens like after like milestone birthdays. I was 13, had just turned 13. And you know, so from September to even January, constantly giving blood. They also had me do psych eval. I think just to see where my head was at, and and again, of course, you know, I had MS, but it was funny because I was reading my notes back, and they were like, I'm overdressed for this physical therapy, not physical, excuse me, this therapy, these questions, these tests, these cognitive tests as well. And it was so funny because my hair was crimped and I was wearing just a nice shirt, some straight leg jeans and flats. I had literally just came from school. So I was like, oh, that's so funny. You think I dressed up for this? I'm just me, you know? And it was funny because they called me a pleasant female. You know, I try to be me. And then my mom was like, don't be sad, or something to the effect of like, not necessarily cheer up, but like put on a brave face, especially for my dad, because I'm the youngest. It's just me and my sister. And my dad said, like now in my older age, he's like, I was all sad and crying when I came in, and then I went in my room and I came out and skipping and shit. And I was like, oh, that's probably because my mom came in here and was like, put on a brave face for your dad. Because, of course, he was working second shift, so he didn't go with us to the doctor's appointment. I mean, later on, he took me to all my infusions, all of my, I was on infusions I'm still on infusions, but pretty early on. I first started off with interferon, and then changed to Tysabri. I was on it early because they were like, do you want to switch to Gilenya? I was like, no. And they was like, Asia, you have to make the decision, not your parents, you. I was like, bet. I started researching like a mug, and I went with Tysabri. Tysabri did well for me probably 10 years. Yeah. Interferon, I would flush all the time. Once it was really bad. Like, I couldn't breathe. And, like, don't you hate when, like, a symptom is occurring, but then it, like, starts to level out as you're on your way to help. And then you're like, oh, I'm fine now. But I think it was still important to go because it did happen. It did occur. Like, I was hyperventilating. But I think I made it worse because I was scared because I didn't know what was happening. So I think it made it worse on top of the already hyperventilating. And, yeah. So that's the symptom. Oh, well, I guess I should say, like, explicitly say it. It was a pins and needles feeling. But that's my version, part of my version of feeling numb. My hands have been numb-ish since my last exacerbation like 3 years ago. But for this one, it was a pins and needles feeling. And I hate both. But I'd rather feel just the traditional numbness than pins and needles. It was so uncomfortable. Being numb is uncomfortable in itself, but it was so uncomfortable. And I think I had that symptom to probably January or February of 2010. So September 2009, September 8th, to January or February of 2010. Yeah, it messed up my writing and everything. Like, I used to write really well. Like, even for this exacerbation, I used to write well when I healed. But My last exacerbation, it was kind of really bad. Actually, it was the worst I ever had. And my handwriting is chicken scratch. Like, I couldn't even recognize my own writing. And it was a bit of a hassle. I don't know what the teacher probably thought when she saw it, because it went from decent to it looks like I'm just trying to figure out how to write the ABCs. Yeah, and of course I kept it to myself. I tried to tell people, but I don't think they quite understood. Which is fine. Like my friends, I don't think they quite understood what autoimmune conditions are and the whole processes of why my autoimmune system sometimes doesn't want to be my friend. It's just my acquaintance, and it's getting me through life. But yeah, that's the story of what symptoms I had before I was officially diagnosed.